Hello everybody, good afternoon. I have the great pleasure of sitting here with Indranil Das. He's the Head of Digital Services at Ericsson Middle East and Africa. And we're here to discuss, well, plenty of things really, but predominantly about how the telecommunications business is being disrupted and how consumers are being helped along by technology that Ericsson's bringing into the marketplace. Hello Indranil.
It's a pleasure to be here, Jonathan. Good afternoon.
Well, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself before we dive on into the...
Sure. So as you rightly mentioned, I head digital services for Ericsson in the Middle East and Africa.
Okay.
I'm very, very proud and privileged for this role because it gives a perspective in the new millennia and what's happening. And there's a lot happening in terms of the consumer experience, right? And if you look at what we do, we work with the telecom service providers, right?
Yeah.
But end of the day, the telecom service providers are servicing the consumers like you and me. And that's what we do every day.
Exactly. And people like you and me, those end consumers, what do they want?
What do they want? That's a good question.
What don't they want? So that's probably more like it.
But I'll tell you this. Last night, just before I was going to bed, I got an SMS.
Okay.
It happened to be an SMS from an operator in India. I kept a number in India, right? In case I go back, I'll go and make calls or access. So that number is still operation. There, I got this SMS that I have to pay the bill, right?
Of course.
And sitting in Dubai. And then what I did, I went to the app, and with 3 clicks, I paid the bill, right?
Okay.
And then I was telling you that I will go on vacation, right?
Yeah.
So then I remember I need some more data package, right? Because the data package was nil now because I was living in Dubai. I go back for vacation 2-3 weeks. So I needed a data package. With a single click, I could subscribe to a data package. And if in a way, that's what the consumer wants today. Now, the experience I had is little bit not the experience everyone has today.
Well, no.
On average, it's different, right? On average, it's different. And we have done a study very recently on that.
Ah, great. So actually, and that's one of the things we were going to talk about today, is this study on the, what's it called? The zero touch
consumer experience.
Consumer experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you don't mind, we've got you for maybe 10 minutes. So are you able to walk us through a little bit more about this zero touch? Why is zero...
I'll come to the zero touch later on, but let me first explain what the consumer wants really today and I mentioned what they want. But what they're getting today, and this is also part of this report, and which actually we did the survey in various places of the world, China, Japan, North America, Latin America, Europe, across the board.
Okay.
What we are seeing that on average, when a consumer interacts with the telecom service providers, it takes at least 2.2 attempts or 4 plus or 4.1 days to get to the point that they are satisfied with the interaction. It's a lot compared to...
Well, it's a bit different to the story you just told us about you doing it all through an app.
And just think about it, that we, in this generation, more and more, we are trained with the digital experience, right? Google, Amazon, Facebook of the world.
The real time, you
real
want it now.
time, and like we are doing this real time now, right? So it's a real time.
Yeah.
But they are waiting for 4 days to get their needs satisfied, or 2.2 attempts. Just think about it. Also, what they are saying that the telecom service providers, and this is also part of the report, are hiding behind technologies. Like, just last time, when did you call a call center?
I try not to. They usually call me, actually.
But suppose you are calling a call center, what you will do? You will first dial the number. Then there are IVR menu 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to do two or
language
three.
Option first.
Yeah, then 2 or 3 loops before you get to the point, and then you find out what number I have to dial or to get to the point. I talk to the agent.
Exactly. You maybe 10 minutes. Then you're on hold,
or go to
waiting for a human.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And or go to your website.
Yeah.
You have to find that where is that contact us button,
it's
right?
Quite frustrating.
Frustrating. And that's very, very, very clear. The consumers today want more. So with the digital experience that they have already experiencing with some of the digital natives like this, and their experience is here. The expectation is already set here. Their experience is here. There's a huge gap, huge gap.
So what you're saying is, when I ask what do customers want, you're saying they just want more and
They
better.
want more, and then we are talking about zero touch. We are talking about zero
okay.
touch now, right?
Okay, so seeing as now we're homing in on the
Yeah.
report,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you can walk us through a few of the insights that have come up from there. You mentioned
Yeah.
it was a global study.
Yeah.
It would be great if there's anything maybe more specific in the Middle East and Africa that we can look at.
Yeah, exactly. I think end of the day, this study is for equally valid and applicable across the board. As
Yeah.
I said, the consumers,
Yeah.
they want more based on that experience.
Mhm.
Today they are here. So, of course, it should be real time. They are also saying that even before a problem happens, normally when we call the call center, because there is a problem happens, right? They are saying it should be a self-healing network. The problem should not occur with the self-healing network, right?
Okay.
They are also saying, if I have a need, you have enough technology today, and the technology is evolving with the artificial intelligence, natural language processing, with the bots and the
So
big data analytics,
to
that you
preempt.
should be, preempt my need.
Okay.
Preempt my need,
So predicting the future.
predicting the
In a
future.
customer service
And as I
experience.
said, they want zero touch.
Well, that would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Okay, so that sounds great. But what about the key challenges that have come out in terms of, that maybe customers are facing with telcos specifically?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about, in customer service rankings,
Yeah.
there's different kinds of rankings coming in, but from our perspective, from Ericsson's perspective,
Yeah.
what are those challenges that are really coming out from the report?
So if you look at then in a way, if I understand your question, you're asking what role Ericsson plays in that journey,
I suppose in removing these challenges, any
Absolutely.
obstacles that we can.
So I'll first start with where you want to be, right?
Okay.
So we already explained enough where we are, right?
Yes.
And the more and more, if you look at this study, what we are saying, over a period of time, the customer will look for zero touch. What is zero touch? I'll give you an example. Suppose I'm going back home today,
Mhm.
right? In my car. The moment I get into my car, a voice comes alive, which is basically a voice bot in my car.
Okay.
By the way, it's not there. I'm just imagining the future
Yep.
a little
This
bit.
would be
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
ideal scenario.
Yeah. And you have all these bots now in your home with the Google Home or Amazon Echo and many of them. And it will become more and more prominent, right?
Mhm.
If you see, then the voice bot comes alive and tells me, okay, hey Indranil, you got this latest bill from your mobile service provider. Should I pay? I asked, how much is the amount? $299. It looks similar. I said, go ahead.
Mm.
Then the bot will say, okay,
Done.
and or may ask which credit card. I said, fine, go ahead. And then done. So did I touch anything? No. It's based on voice enabled.
Yeah. And you're.
So it's a
part of
natural
your-
language processing.
It's part of your commute.
Yeah.
You don't even feel
Yeah.
it.
And then it's enabled by AI, enabled by natural language processing with the bots. So that's what the consumer ultimately would want.
That's-
And why I am saying that,
Yeah.
because in a way, what I am saying, the telecom service providers today is a little bit behind compared to the digital experience they need to give.
Yes.
But that's an opportunity. They can leapfrog with this,
Okay.
right?
All
Now, if you look at, that will not happen automatically. It's a journey, right?
Yeah.
And if you look at the current situation, all the telecom service providers have this spaghetti of processes, old technologies, developed over a period of time, and then you have to go there. So you have the vision, how you go from your current state
Yeah.
to that state. And that will happen with the technology evolution.
Mhm.
It have to be on the cloud native, agile, and also very important, you have to change your business process internally. You have to go through organizational change management
Yeah.
internally to serve your customers better. Think in a different way. So we work with the telecom service provider from Ericsson perspective to make sure they do this journey in a smooth way from their
Okay.
current situation
Yeah.
to where we want to be with the zero touch
So
communication.
it's a pretty solid transformation
Yes.
in all processes,
Yes.
like you say, because you have the different touch points already
Yeah.
in place, the call
Yes.
center.
Yes.
You could argue things like a Facebook Messenger app is a
Yeah,
little help
yeah.
in the right direction,
Yeah,
but what you're talking about is He's a few steps ahead of that, I think.
Yeah. In a way, it's a big transformation, but we need to be very, very clear that don't try to do this transformation in one go. Have that vision, but do it in steps.
Yes, yeah.
And our challenge is to work with the service providers
Mm-hmm.
and envision that future and help them along that steps.
Exactly. Well, working in close partnership, I think
Absolutely.
it's, you're
Absolutely.
focusing on that particular aspect, and you can help them do that. And this might be a crazy question. Do you think by going through that transformation and starting that journey, can the operators change what might be a negative perception of their customer experience at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. If you look, what is the situation today? Any time it takes more than 1 day with that interaction, which is
Yeah.
now 4.2 days, by the way.
Exactly.
Anytime it takes more than 1 day, customer satisfaction goes down by 30%. Tremendous impact.
Yeah.
And suppose when it becomes zero touch or even 2-3 clicks and working perfectly across channel,
Mhm.
physical and digital channels, the what we call omni-channel, if it across smooth like that, fantastic. I think it will go a long way.
Okay. And in terms of a timeline, I guess we don't know. It depends on adoption that operators would take in different markets.
Also, it's also the appetite,
Yes.
also their current state.
Yeah.
Some are already moving. I gave you example already.
Yeah.
Some are already moving in that direction. Some are little bit behind, but catching up. But everyone is actually thinking about it, and is in the center of the strategy now. How you become a true omni-channel, digital and physical,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
As well as how do you become those 2 or 3 clicks or even zero touch? How you bring artificial intelligence, bots, into your ways of working going forward. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's something I'm quite old, so I
You
don't
are?
really.
You,
I don't-
you don't look like.
I don't really engage with
Yeah.
chatbots too
Yeah.
often, but on occasion they can be really helpful.
And in some cases, it's really. I didn't like when I was trying to change a hotel booking. The bots came and giving something, and then
Did you want a human for that? Or?
Sometimes what happens, if you have a zero touch
Mm.
or a 2 or 3 clicks in the digital channel, fine, you do that. If you are not able to do it and you are calling a call center, I like to talk to the agent.
Exactly. Well, you would hope that these additional
Yeah.
technological aspects would mean that when you did speak to a human, it was a higher quality interaction. I guess.
Not like going through this
Exactly.
2 or 3 hoops before I talk to an agent,
Because
right?
you've done all the
Yeah.
basics to try and.
Or for example, if I have to buy a new phone or something,
Mhm.
I would like to walk into a physical store.
Yeah, and,
Right?
and have a
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
And
So in a way,
talk to somebody.
you have to have this digital and physical presence both, and you have to balance it, right? Maybe you start it from digital first. But when you are not able to do something in digital channel, that means it's complex. You better talk to a human being.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm glad that you just mentioned that, because
Yeah.
for those people, although we're live on Facebook today,
Right.
we have been running a poll on Twitter for the few hours running up to
Yeah.
this, as you know,
Okay.
which actually tackled that. You know, are we looking at just traditional channels, digital channels,
Yeah.
or a mix of both?
Yeah. So look, I think it will be mix of both
Yeah.
for 2 reasons. One is all this technology I talked about, artificial intelligence, natural language processing, or bots.
Mm-hmm.
It will mature over a period of time, right? We're not there yet.
Okay.
But even when it's matured completely, then also you need the physical channel for complex situations or
Yeah.
issues, or you want to experience, right? Like buying a new phone, you always want to touch and feel before
Exactly.
you buy it. Right?
I don't think. I mean, I'm sitting here today. I don't think humans will be out of the equation completely in
Never.
customer service.
Never.
But when called upon,
Yeah.
it should
When
be
called
easy
upon.
to access.
Yes. But you have I think the telecom service provider has an opportunity to reduce cost, thereby having more cost leadership if they go for this automation with the AI enabled.
Mhm.
At the same time, it will be a differentiator for them,
Yeah,
right?
I
Because
agree.
they will have a better customer service.
Right. So I was just checking the Facebook Live
Yeah.
channel there just to see should we have any questions coming in at the moment. We We do have one. It's not directly related to this, but it's actually a question I wanted to ask you anyway. This is a fantastic part of the, I suppose, digital transformation, which is a big trend across the board at the moment. Would there be anything on the horizon for Ericsson? I mean, beyond zero touch, but is there any other big digital innovations that we can look forward to in the coming year or two? Maybe you could shed some light on.
Yeah, sure. A lot happening, right, in the digital.
Yeah.
And the word digital itself, you have to define what you mean by that. Yeah, and sometimes it will go beyond consumers. It's also the enterprise,
Yes.
right? Is the IoT platforms. We are actually investing a lot in our IoT accelerator platform as well, right?
Yep.
And that will become more and more relevant for even the telecom service providers when they want to serve not only the consumer, also the enterprise space, right?
Of course.
So we'll always work with the telecom service providers, but we have to go or think beyond consumers as well into the enterprise. And I think with all this digital, when we talk, it has first of all the digital consumer, digital experience, digital first. Also for the enterprise, how they create a platform, the telecom service provider create a platform to enable enterprise. And the third, how their own internal processes are becoming more and more digitized.
Wonderful. Well, look, I am looking forward to that future vision that you have, and I'm sure all our viewers are too.
Yeah, and I hope one day you may not be you, maybe a bot interviewing me. How about that?
I don't know how to respond to that.
Or you can tell me the otherwise, maybe a bot responding to that.
Exactly. No, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But we just don't know. I guess
We don't know. And the possibilities are immense, opportunities are immense, but I believe that it will coexist.
Yes. Yeah.
Zero touch is not only a zero touch. Zero touch will be there. Along with that, digital will have the physical channel as well.
Fantastic.
It will coexist.
Thank you, Indranil,
Thank you, Jonathan.
for your time. It's been great talking to you.
Same here, Jonathan.
I hope you enjoy your trip home,
Thank you.
and that your data is waiting for you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jonathan.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Bye bye. Great.